Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have such an exciting iron to take a look at. I genuinely believe from all the photos I have seen that these are the best looking irons, in my opinion, of 2021 from what I have seen so far. And they are probably the irons I am most excited to hit and to test. And those are the Callaway new X Forged irons for 2021. And also, we're going to talk about the Callaway X Forged utility iron. It's called the UT. And, basically replacing Callaway's other older driving irons. And I am honestly so excited about these irons. I think they look phenomenal. And from everything I can possibly find at the moment about these clubs, it's got me very excited. There's some really interesting technology going on in these. I'll throw them up on the screen now, so take a look at these and see what you think. I think they look stunning. I really do. And this is before I actually knew anything about them. And I'm going to be giving you guys all the information you need. They've actually been released already, and you will be able to order them very soon and get them in your hands very soon as well. So I think they look really stunning. What are your initial impressions of them? I'd love to know. Comment your thoughts down below, and also obviously like this video and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. But let's talk about these irons, because there's some really interesting technology going on in these. I want to quickly read you Callaway's goal, what their goal was when building these irons, because these irons are kind of in some ways quite niche, but in some ways a bit mass market as well. And I'm going to explain that in a second, because that is contradicting and confusing. Let me explain. Their goal with these irons is to build a tour performance iron that offers the reliability of a one-piece forging while adding technology to offer enhanced forgiveness and the ability to fine-tune each player to exact optimized specifications. Basically, what that means, most players like to use a one-piece forged iron, which would be like a blade or a small cavity back iron. And why is that? Well, it offers them really consistent distance and workability as well in the air, and just basically good overall control. And for tour players, that is far more valuable than adding some extra yards of distance. It doesn't matter if you can hit a club 10 yards further if the dispersion is, maybe 50% larger. You want that dispersion narrowed down as small as you can get it, really. So that's what these irons have aimed to do, is to blend that one-piece forging process that most players really like with some added forgiveness, and also a very interesting customization process. Now, these irons are of a hollow head design. So what does that mean? It means, well, obviously they're hollow in the middle. They feature tungsten weighting kind of around the club and towards the toe. But they have a very interesting kind of piece of technology that has been added to these irons. In previous irons, if you wanted to make the club head kind of lighter, heavier, and really dial that in like a tour player does. This is what tour players do. That's why we have, well, not we, but that's why they have these big tour trucks, which, travel around with them, so they can really dial in each and every one of their clubs. And that is to do with the weighting of the club, which then affects the swing rate and the shot shaping and everything else. But basically, with previous sets of clubs, if you want to change the weight of it, you have to add kind of a bit of weight here and a bit of weight there, a bit of weight in the heel, a bit of weight in the toe, and it's very difficult to do that accurately without changing the CG, the center of gravity of the iron. And the center of gravity of the iron is very important because that's going to affect your ball flight basically. If it's going to be draw, fade, high, low, everything like that. So with these irons, they've been able to create a system that for the average person like yourself and I, we're going to be able, when we're getting custom fit for these irons, we're going to apparently be able to get every single club dialed in with what weight we want. That doesn't mean we have to go heavy throughout the whole set. It doesn't mean we have to go light. It doesn't have to be the same for every single club. We can do it individually per club, which is kind of bringing more of a tour experience to us as consumers. Now, I was pretty blown away when I first heard that. And, when I first saw these irons, the looks really blew me away. And that added piece of technology, I think, is really interesting. It's kind of the way the game is going now, is trying to bring us as consumers more of a tour experience, I guess, more kind of options and, which I personally love. I think is really great. There's a lot of other things going on with these irons. They are fairly traditionally lofted. The 7 iron is 33 degrees, which is maybe a little bit strong, and the pitching wedge is 50 degrees. The pitching wedge is 45 degrees, not 50 degrees. The wedge in these irons is 50 degrees. Then we're going to be able to get them in a Project X 10 shaft and that's going to come in 3 weights in the kind of regular flex, 105 gram, 110 and 115 gram. I personally at the moment I think use a 125 gram shaft, so a bit light. They're going to come in at $200 per club, and they will go on pre-sale towards the end of this month in about a week or two's time. But the weighting system with these irons, you're going to have 3 weights: light, standard, and heavy. Light will be a 12 gram weight standard, a 17 gram weight, and heavy 22 grams. So that's 5 grams between each of those, which when you're swinging these probably will feel like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but probably will feel like a lot. They've already had tour players, including Kevin Na, Kevin Kisner, Gooch, and Garnett, putting these irons into the bag, as well as apparently loads of others testing them. Apparently they're going to be about 4 to 5 yards longer off the club face, but they're going to be about 5% more accurate, which doesn't sound like a lot, but 5% actually, that's easily the difference between carrying water, carrying a bunker, being able to hit the ball where you want to hit it. So what they've done with this weighting system, with the whole club head and the design and everything, is they've made them more forgiving, basically, without making them super, super long. And personally, for me, like, whenever I hear, they've made an iron more forgiving, I always think, it's going to be so fat and chunky and it's going to be so ugly and ugh. But, I mean, these look, I think, unbelievable. I don't think they look too chunky. They have quite a square head profile, which I kind of like. At the moment, I use blades, so I'm used to a smaller club head, but I do think these irons look good enough to almost replace blades. I think most blades really look a lot better than cavity backs and other performance improving irons. So that's basically the story with the X Forged CB irons for 2021. But the X Forged UT iron we're going to talk a little bit about now. Now, obviously, this is the driving iron. UT stands for utility iron. And Callaway have come out with some really great utility irons in the past. You think the likes of Rick Shields has raved about his old Callaway. I can't even remember what the name of it is. It might just be called the UT driving iron. And I think this, again, looks really good. Apparently, It's going to come out in about, I think it's 3 different lofts. It's an 18 degree, a 21 degree, and a 24 degree. So it's pretty much a kind of 2, 3, and 4 iron is what I'd probably say. Again, it's pretty similar to the X Forged CB in terms of the kind of looks and aesthetics of it, and also the technology behind it looks pretty similar. It's not a huge head profile, which I really like, but it does look like it has a good bit of kind of chunk and weight to it to really, get that ball out there as far as you can, because obviously this is a driving iron. Again, it features the same weighting system that we've just talked about, with the weights being available in 12 gram, 17 gram, and 22. Yeah, I think it looks really good. It's going to be available in the steel shaft, the Project X U, which is the utility shaft, and also the Project X hazardous smoke hybrid shaft, which I really like a hybrid shaft in a driving iron. I think, one, it looks awesome, and two, it performs for me a little bit better. And they're going to be coming out at $250 per club. And it looks like we'll be able to again get our hands on them towards the end of this month. Again, I think they look really good. Oh, and another really interesting thing about these is apparently they feature the flash face technology from Callaway's drivers, basically, which is, I have no idea how that's going to feel or perform, but it's going to be really cool, and I'm super, super excited about it. So let me know, guys, what do you think of the Callaway X Forged CB and the Callaway X Forged UT irons? Are you excited to test them? Are you going to be looking to add them to your golf bag this year in 2021? I really want to test them. They look amazing. I have loads more videos coming out to do with all tech reviews and everything, and also we're going to be taking a look at the new Callaway Apex irons. So make sure you guys do give this video a like, comment your thoughts down below. I'd love to know what you guys think. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching if you've made it this far with me. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, guys, grip it and rip it.